Michael. So if you don't mind, when you come up to speak, just name and address, and then share with us your ideas.
You came to listen, really, there's no one here.
Oh. Oh, God, okay.
Hear us talking, so you'll get a lot of ideas from there as to kind of what we've been working on and going through.
Is your goal to change the town charter?
Our
That's
goal,
what our commission has been, is to make recommendations.
to revise it, I would say, not change it altogether.
Of be able to vote for a mayor instead of just have a mayor with the most votes.
Ah, somebody else mentioned that to us. Yes.
Someone's mentioned that already.
So our job is to revise the charter, not to rewrite the entire thing, but it's going to go to the town council with our suggestions. And then the council, sometime in January or February, will hold a town-wide public meeting to say, okay, here's what's been proposed, what do you folks think about it? And then eventually it's got to go to a referendum. So people in town will vote on whatever changes are recommended. But other people have mentioned that idea of, you know, when the parties put up a slate of candidates, maybe they should identify this is the person we are selecting to run for mayor. So you'll vote that way, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's hard enough to find any information on the person voting for mayor, but it would be nice to.
Yeah.
Vote for,
Right.
specifically for a mayor.
Right, because on any voting material, there's no mayor position there. You're just seeing vote for 6 people. Yeah. Why don't you come up and add some ideas for us?
Yeah.
Go ahead, yeah.
We're one of the same people.
We're from Mill Pond Drive.
So
Oh.
is the charter available to like you?
Yes.
Town website, and there's a section, I think it's upper left, that says town charter, and you can see the whole thing.
So what are some of the things you've been talking about?
So people have come in with ideas about budget referendum, for instance, the mayor idea, the terms of the members of the council of the Board of Ed, whether it should be 2 years or 4 years, that kind of thing. What else?
Payment of the mayor, we've talked about, because the mayor gets a small stipend.
Oh, yeah.
The council doesn't, whether that should remain or not.
Right.
What should remain in the charter, like purchasing. Right now, the town has to go out for what they call an RFP for anything over $5,000. So do we change that? Do we make that an ordinance? Take it out of the charter? We've talked about that.
So in 1978, $5,000 was a lot of money. So it seemed like that was a good ceiling. Now, gee, $5,000 doesn't get you much. Yeah, it doesn't get you much. So we're thinking about changing that so the town doesn't have to go out to bid. Because what happens if you go out to bid too often with these small amounts of money, people stop bidding. That's what the town managers have told us. They have a tough time finding companies that wanted to go through all the paperwork to do the bidding process for.
You know, he was a president of the board for a lot of years in Strawbridge, so same thing.
Oh, at Strawbridge. That's a big complex. A lot of people, a lot of units there, right? Yeah. So those are, hi Tad. We're just kind of recapping some of the things that we've discussed for our guests here tonight. And we're going to eventually get them up to speak, I think. Anything else I've forgotten, Denise or Steve?
It's a lot of bringing the charter up to the 21st century. You know,
Yeah.
there's comments in there about writing checks. There's of course everybody is a he him. There's all kinds of things that
Yeah.
like you know.
We had a Girl Scout troop who went through the entire charter and tried to make it gender neutral because everything is he. You know, the mayor's a woman today, so is the charter going to refer to her as a he?
Our last 2 mayors, actually.
Our last 2 mayors
Yes.
were women. So
I'm not sure.
that
I know Carolyn
we want to
was
clean that up too as well, you know? think that's about it as far as our discussions.
Yeah, and then kind of we talked about the town attorney too, because right now the council, I
Right,
think,
right.
interviews different town attorneys and then selects. We're talking about making it more the town manager hires and then the town council ratifies it as opposed to doing the interviews.
Right.
Changing certain things around, like Park and Rec, getting rid of the town dump language, because we don't have that anymore. So really just kind of making the charter more
Yeah.
modern to what is actually existing, that we're working under now today. Going through
So,
a little cheat sheet.
so a bit of history. How long have you been in town? Okay, so we go back a few more years where the police department is, across the street where the soccer fields are. That used to be the town dump.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I remember that.
You remember that? Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Then they
Right
moved
in the
it,
middle of town?
yeah.
Wow.
Then they moved it to Burgess Road and redid the area and turned it into a soccer field.
So the grass is so green.
Makes sense.
I wasn't going there, but okay.
And it built it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want you to know, VMP, Spring Pond, my kids went to fishing derbies at VMP. It
Wow.
wasn't a pool.
So then that means when we go to the fishing derbies over at those properties by
Right.
Zen Tree Farm, that
Right.
eventually is gonna become another B&B.
Yeah.
And then I
Referendum, when it goes out to the voters. You know, some towns use referendum when it hits a certain part of the decrease of a budget. So we're talking about whether
Right.
you just keep the way it is with the council. That'll be helpful.
Yeah, good.
Either keep it with the council or do like a referendum type, or do a referendum with an adjusted part where it's maybe like if it increases more than 6% of the total budget, it goes to referendum, stuff like that. We've been talking. We done a lot of research with other towns on how they do it. A lot of towns do referendum without a certain ceiling, straight out referendum to the voters. Always goes out to the referendum to the voters. Other towns are like us, where it's the council. Some towns use it, if it goes over 5% or 6%, it goes out to the voters. So, I mean, there's a lot that we discuss about it, because the council members spend a lot of time on the budget. And we elect them in our town to do that because they spend the time looking at it. That's a pro. A con is, people look at it, well, we want to decide on the budget as a citizen. But then you'll get certain people who, instead of the good of the town, they want to just weigh the benefit themselves. So you look at that aspect as well, you know? So it's a lot to think about, and we toss around the
Yeah.
idea. But it tends to be the council, the referendum, and,
So one of the things we did was to look at 25 towns surrounding South Windsor.
yeah.
And we found there was about 50-50 in terms of those who had a referendum and those who did not, had their council vote on the budget. And there were a couple in, as Steve mentioned, there were a couple in the category where they had a budget referendum, but it only happened if the budget increase that year was above a certain amount. So if it was 2 or 3%, the town council, that's fine. But if it gets up to 7 or 8%, some towns said, then you have to have a referendum. So we're looking at all those options and what other towns are doing. The problem for us is every time you have a vote, because some towns, we talked to other towns who had 3 and 4 votes on the budget before it was approved. Well, every time you have a budget vote, it costs $15,000, $16,000 to the town. So,
And the turnout is low.
what's that? I know, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, we were talking about the whole town budget.
yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So it would be.
Yes,
it
the
would
whole
be-
town.
I think some towns vote just Board of Ed, some towns vote on everything.
Right.
Ours has generally been, you've got the Board of Ed kind of inside the town budget, so the Board of Ed votes on theirs, it
Right.
comes to us. We vote, or the council, you vote on that, and then you vote on the town side, and it's all one big budget.
There you go.
There we go.
He's gonna get
I
covered.
can hear it. But my point is this. My name's Sandy, that's Kelly.
Summer,
Son.
501.
Mill Pond.
So our entire Mill Pond Drive, 258 units, went up in this last 2023 town budget increase, 40 to 100% town tax went up, 40 to 100%. Mine went up 43%. It's about $3,000. So if you look at the state mandate for a town, it says you can't go up that as a whole town. But why can you take my entire complex and bring it up that high? So to me, one size doesn't fit all to say, okay, well, here's the mill rate, and I'm just gonna put X percent based off of mill rate. Sometimes when it's that much at one time, even if you had to spread that over a certain amount of years, but that's a lot considering what's going on in the town, in the country as a whole right now. So between everything that's gone up, insurance has gone up, and our condo fees have to go up because our insurance is through the roof. So now you look at all these people and they're paying a tremendous increase from one year to another year. And that's something I think you have to look at, because all condominiums, we used to get, like, if you own a house in South Windsor,
Sorry.
Oh, microphone, thank you. Yes.
So if you go to the South Windsor Town website and you look for the town manager, his name is Michael Maniscalco. You can send him an email with your questions, and he's very responsive to the residents as to what your concerns are. If he can answer it, he'll send it to whoever he has to get the information for you. So that's another avenue to, but, I mean, like Jan said, always come to the meetings. Not a lot of people show up to the council meetings. It's wonderful when people do and speak. That really kind of validates why you're there, because it's your citizens you're trying to serve, but Mike's also a very good resource.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's
All
why,
right.
you know what? Don't complain, vote. That's
Don't
what-
complain
Yeah.
about, don't complain
Say
about,
that to
yeah.
me. Don't complain, vote.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming tonight.
thank you.
Really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thoughts.
The other thing too is if you go to a town council meeting, they record those and they're also, you know, shown on TV.
You're right.
So other town citizens are going to, you know, see what you have to say, hear what you have to say. That will encourage them to come out as well. And, you know, if you're standing in front of a bunch of people, you're going to get a response rather than just sending out an email. So you're better, you're more likely to get some sort of response if you show up for the meeting and
You don't have to give me the response that I want, you just have to give me
A
Exactly,
response, right. Okay, that's,
course.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
What I understand is I don't always understand what you're doing because I haven't been here long enough to understand.
Yeah,
I want to,
right.
Yeah.
right.
but at least you can tell me, no, that can't happen and why, and I'm fine.
Yeah,
But if no response, I'm not fine.
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
Thank you.
understandable.
All right, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
For your time.
Thank you for
Coming
coming.
out tonight.
You want to add?
Oh,
No?
no.
Okay, we appreciate it. So our timetable, just so you guys know, we're gonna be working on this through December. January, we give our full report to the town council. Then they have another 45 days to review it, have a public hearing. So this, you know, any changes won't be happening until next year, but, and then there'll be a referendum once they decide, okay, we're gonna go out, have this on the ballot in November.
Most likely 2025, I
Right,
believe.
right. Yeah, we're gonna go home now.
We had
This
a
was
meeting
just,
Tuesday night for many hours.
so, third Tuesday of the month, you're welcome to come to our meetings downstairs. All right?
And we
And
take public input.
we're,
then, too.
we're on the website, town website, and so if you send one of us an email, you'll get an answer.
Yeah.
And we'll invite you to the next meeting, give you the date, time, and all that, all right? Okay,
Our next meeting is November.
thank you.
November 19th.
November 19th.
Perfect, I was
Thank
just
you,
gonna pull it up.
Stephen.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Appreciate you coming.
Thank
Take it
you.
easy.
Have a good night. Yeah.
I know.
Sum things up.
Yeah.
I've been out there and I cannot hear what anybody's saying.
Well, the community center did it with in the banquet room,
Yeah.
they put the,
The community foundation paid
Yes.
for that. We did.
of course.
That's only 5 more, it's only 5 more minutes to 7. But we didn't actually adjourn, did we?
Andy, do you need a motion to adjourn? Yes. I move to adjourn.
Is motion to adjourn, has it been seconded?
I'll second.
Second, all in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye.